If you don't want to talk Lions, that's fine. We got college football playoff. We got Kareem Hunt. We got college basketball, NBA, NHL, all going on. And, of course, Champ and Chum. 248-539-9797. Greg on a cell. You're on 97 on a ticket. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how's it going, man?
All right.
Good. Hey, I got something, and I might be overthinking it, but I just wanted to get your opinion on this, and it's going to probably make a lot of sense. I think that we should trade and try to work out. I think trade Kirk Cousins for Matthew Stafford, because I looked into their contracts. The contracts are kind of similar, and they both play the same. The reason why I say that is both of them, especially Stafford, he looked like he just need a change of scenery. And they're the same quarterback. I believe Minnesota would do it because Kirk Cousins is from Michigan State. They will draw a lot more fans. It's just 1 year separating that contract because Kirk Cousins is at 3 years, $84 million, and Stafford was at 5 years and $125 million, but he only got 3 more years left in the contract. So it's a difference in 1 year, and I believe if we could get that ball rolling, I believe Minnesota would do it. Because if you looked at both of them, did you see the Minnesota? They're the same quarterback. He throws interceptions. I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Why would you want to switch out one guy for the other one and they're the same quarterback?
Well, because right now I think that Kirk Cousins, I mean, it's a better. I think I ain't gonna say he's better. To me, they pretty much the same.
Well, you better say he's better.
It would help the Lions because Lions
stop. Greg, stop.
More Michigan State fans.
Greg.
Go ahead.
You better say he's better, because if Cousins isn't better than Stafford, there is absolutely no reason to trade for him.
Yeah, that's what I would kind of. I would really kind of say he's slightly a little better, but I'm just saying. You know how sometimes you have a change of scenery. I think Kirk Cousins would be a lot better here.
He just got his change of scenery.
That's just my opinion, and I think it would work because we would have more Michigan State fans would definitely be at that stadium.
That doesn't matter. No. That doesn't matter a lick. And look, I'm a State guy, and I like Kirk Cousins a lot. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is any better than Matthew Stafford, and he just got his change of scenery because he just signed his contract to go to Minnesota. If you watch the Vikings game last night against the Patriots, I mean, he's got all the chances in the world, and he didn't get it done. This is not a good year for Kirk Cousins in a year where they let Case Keenum go, and Case Keenum had a fantastic season last year. I thought for sure Cousins is going to lead the Vikings down to a similar record, and he's going to have a better season than that, and he hasn't. He's been a little bit disappointing if you're a Viking fan. I think he and Stafford are awfully similar. And if you're going to move on from Stafford, you better do it for a quarterback who's proven in the league now, who you know is better. Not you think might be a little bit slightly better, or you're moving on from Stafford to go and take a chance on a rookie quarterback that you're going to draft.
And don't get us started on the salary cap ramifications for both sides. 248-539-9797. Let's go to Steve in Holly. Hi, Steve.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Sure.
Hey, if I was Bob Quinn and I was really the one driving the bus, I would. And if the Mike McCarthy firing is still out on the street, I'd have him flying in for an interview today, and I'd dump Patricia and Cooter tomorrow. That's me.
Well,
not opposed to it.
I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about it this way. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers fell out of favor with each other, right? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
I don't know.
At that level of money and stuff, the prima donnas everybody is, who's to say?
They weren't happy.
Rodgers, you got one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game, and Aaron Rodgers.
He's really upset about the roster. Rodgers is now. How much of that has to do with McCarthy, I don't know, but he really has complained about the wide receivers.
Well, he's complaining about McCarthy this season, too.
Cooter's got to go, period, end of story.
I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that, except for maybe Bob Cooter.
Good. Well, he'll be fine. He's got the dough. I don't have any sympathy for at that level. It's like you say, and I never thought of Bob Quinn being the one at fault, but I think he is if he's the one really driving the bus and pulling the trigger, as you say.
Well, I would say this. I don't think there's a chance in hell that they would fire Patricia and hire Mike McCarthy as the head coach because they just hired Matt Patricia, and I think they want to see that through. But if you're talking about, McCarthy as a coordinator position, entertain it. But they're not going to do it for the head coach.
I don't, Steve, but this goes back to something that I've said all along. If you think you can get somebody better, regardless, I mean, go ahead. Go for it. And if Bob Quinn thinks Mike McCarthy's a better head coach, go for it. Go for it. Do you think he'd be motivated in Detroit, by the way? Do you think he'd really, really at least want to beat Green Bay? That's for damn sure.
Well, do it.
And beat Aaron Rodgers. I would.
Can you do what Cincinnati did when they hired on Hugh Jackson?
You could. Right. I mean, because at this point, I'm not sold on Patricia. There's something amiss that I can't quite put my finger on, and I don't know if it has to do with Stafford. I don't know if it has to do with if it's simply Jim Bob, but. I mean, look, is this Stafford's worst year in a while?
Yes.
Is this Jim Bob Cooter's worst year in a while?
Yes. What's his worst year, Jim Bob, since he's been here?
First year of Matt Patricia.
As the coordinator.
I'm not saying Patricia, I'm blaming Patricia for those guys' failings. I'm just wondering if there's some problem with the working relationship that it's not working real well. We've seen better from Jim Bob. We've seen better from Stafford.
Well, my opinion of what's going on with the Lions is something I thought was the problem with this team for the first couple weeks of the season. And then I think it's reared its ugly head again. I don't think they're buying in as a team. I don't think they're buying into what the coach is preaching. And I think there are reasons why they don't do that, and some of them might be legitimate, but in the end, you can't be petty about it. You have to buy in 100% in what they're trying to do. And if you're not, it's just you're gonna be butting heads, and you're not gonna be productive, and you're not gonna get things done. And I think that's where they're at right now. They're just, I feel like the team isn't buying in wholeheartedly to what they're trying to do. It felt like defensively yesterday. I mean, to me, that was a big step forward against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and you hold him to 207 yards passing. He was just a tick above 50% passing in the game. You picked him on a fantastic interception from Condra Diggs. The defensive line looked a lot better. Gurley had a couple of big runs at the end that kind of skewed things, but early on they did a great job of stopping him.
Did a nice job.
It seems like, okay, Harrison is phenomenal.
Yeah, the run
He's phenomenal.
It's unfortunate because there's a ton of run-stuffing defensive tackles in this draft. I don't think they need that in the first round. They might need a defensive end, a pass rusher.
Well, yes, but I'm not going to disagree with that. And you look at, there was a sequence of plays, and they got him 3 and out, but it should have been pick 6. You had
with Eli
Aquara missed one, and Eli Harold missed one, and both of those guys lamented it after the games. And you know, I'm glad they take responsibility for it. They're there to make the play, and it was a nice job that they made a play, but they didn't make the play. And then Ziggy Ansah got the pressure on 3rd down and forced them to punt. Those are plays that you need to cash in on. And they just didn't cash in. They were close, but not close enough. But a play like that would have been, gold star in the forehead of the defense. I don't think the Lions would have won the game regardless if they had done that, but it would have been nice to see had they gotten that little change in momentum at the time. But I do like some of the changes we've seen on the defensive side of the ball over the last several weeks. That offense, though, and is it as easily explained away as no Marvin Jones, no Golden Tate, no real use of the tight end? Yeah, okay, Toyololo got a few passes thrown his way yesterday, and no Kerryon Johnson. Is it easy enough to explain that way?
I think that's the biggest reason. I think that's the biggest reason the offense has struggled this year. But there are other reasons. I don't think Jim Bob's having a good year, and I don't think Stafford's having a good year.
No.
But, all right, 248-539-9797. Wayne in Detroit, you're next. What's up, Wayne?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, this is the perfect time to experiment, and we've always don't want to hurt Matt Stafford's feelings. Why don't we put Castle in? There's nothing for him to play for. Put him in. Let's see what an average quarterback can do. We know what a $27 million guy doing.
Okay.
But
why do you want to see what an average quarterback can do?
No. I'm trying to listen to what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying put in Matt Castle and give him a shot to do what? To do better with the offense?
To see if this offense worked just as good with Stafford or better. Sometimes a guy that can read now we've known that The reputation is he can't read defenses. Joe Lombardi went somewhere else and succeeded better.
He did?
It's like we never won.
How did Joe Lombardi succeed elsewhere? Because he's with the Saints, who've been great all along?
Always argue. Would it be any harm to just see how this offense, maybe he don't cough the ball up.
I don't think it does any good. I don't think it does any good.
You're putting in Matt Castle on the idea that Matt Castle could be as good or better than Stafford?
No. Let's see. The one thing we always say, if we
Hold
don't
on,
have Stafford,
Wayne. Look, we're short on time. I just want you to. What's the motivation behind playing Castle?
To let us know that we can find a college quarterback that can replace Matt Stafford. We always have this fear, if we don't have him, we'll never find another quarterback. There are 10 young quarterbacks with better footwork can operate just as good as Stafford.
Okay, so the motivation to play Matt Castle is to let us know if we can find a college quarterback.
It can be replaced a $27 million guy that's coughing the ball up.
All right, man.
Listen, Matt Castle's 36 years old. All right, nobody's saying he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. If he were, he'd be starting in the NFL other than the couple years that he did.
Let's just answer his question. Can they find a college quarterback if they want?
Yes. But here's the problem with them, that they've drafted a couple over the last few years and they haven't really developed them. Because now would be a time that you might go ahead and say, all right, we'll throw in.
If you had a young guy that
let's give Kellen Moore a chance. Let's give Brad Kaya a chance. Let's give Rudock a chance.